What's up guys? In this video I'd like to show how I build muscle and strength with calisthenics using this super effective beginner workout plan. But before I start, let's look back at my own journey when I started with fitness. More than 10 years ago, as a skinny guy, I entered a gym for the first time, of course to become bigger and more muscular. And I knew nothing about training and gaining muscle mass. So I thought I had to follow the standard path of weight training to gain muscle mass and to get bigger. So that's what I did for the first 1 to 2 years. And I saw progress, but in my opinion, not enough. I also found the exercises getting a little bit boring and repetitive, and I felt myself getting stiffer over time. Then calisthenics came on my path. Online I got inspired by all these athletes with extremely impressive skills, and at the same time they all had these extremely well-trained athletic bodies. That's exactly what I wanted. But the thing is, I was just so afraid of losing like the little muscle that I had built up in the gym, and I thought I couldn't build more muscle with just calisthenics. But anyway, like after lots of doubting, I just decided to focus entirely on calisthenics. And now, 8 years later, this has been the best choice of my life. I have built up a lot of lean muscle mass over the years, and I actually achieved that athletic dream body, and I can do most of these impressive exercises that once looked impossible to me. So with this video guys, I just really want to let you guys know that you can build muscle with calisthenics and achieve those skills that might look impossible right now. Because when I started, I also couldn't do a handstand or not even a pull-up. So today I want to show you my program that I used a lot in the beginning to really help you kickstart your journey, because I'm 100% certain that it works for you as it did for me, but also for hundreds of people that already followed this plan. I'll show you which bodyweight exercises were most effective for me to build muscle. I'll show you different training methods that I used a lot, and even how many sets and reps you should do per workout to get the fastest results. And at the end of the video, I also show you a complete overview of the complete workout plan that I cover in this video, which you can download as a free PDF. But please guys, for your own sake, don't just jump straight to the end to get the program, because you really need to watch the video first to understand the program, and also to find our hidden giveaway in this video. Let's start with some important training principles that you should know when trying to build muscle with calisthenics. Number 1, training each muscle group twice a week is most optimal for muscle growth. Number 2, you need to take at least 48 hours of rest for optimal recovery, because when you take rest, your muscle starts to grow, not when you train. Number 3, you need to stimulate muscle growth by progressive overload, which means with each workout you need to make it a little harder, and normally in the gym this is done by adding more weight, but with calisthenics, bodyweight training, this can also be done in various other ways. For example, by doing more volume, so doing more reps and sets, doing for example pause reps or isometric holds to get more time under tension, or taking less resting time and making the exercise intensity harder. And finally, what I found, but also what research shows, is that a 3 times full body workout split is most effective and most injury friendly for beginners who start out with calisthenics or with fitness in general. So with these principles in mind, let's dive into the beginner calisthenics workout routine that I did in the beginning for muscle growth. The first day that you get to the gym or get to your training disposal, it's time for the first full body workout. In this first training, you'll start with pushing movements, followed by pulling movements, then core, and finally legs. This is what it looks like. You first start with incline push-ups to target the chest and shoulder muscles. You can start out with a higher elevation and over time make it harder by using a lower box. Second are these straight bar jumps, for the purpose of already working your muscles in an explosive way, which enhances your fast twitch muscle fibers. Next are the pulling exercises. The first one on the list is the assisted chin-up to primarily target the muscles in the back and biceps. First start with a thick band and then slowly move on to a thinner one. Aim for 5 reps before moving on to the next band. The next one is the Australian pull-up hold, which works your back muscles in an isometric way, creating tension in the targeted muscles for an extended period of time, leading to increased muscle fiber recruitment. Next up are the core exercises. The first one is the crunch, which primarily works your upper abdominal region in a dynamic way. And second is the straight arm plank, which is super effective for overall core strength and shoulder stabilization. And at last, it's time for your legs. The first one is the assisted pistol squat, squat. This is a challenging unilateral exercise that enhances your lower body strength and particularly targeting the quadriceps, your hamstrings and glutes. You can start with a thick band and move on to a thinner one. The last exercise of the workout is the alternating lunge. Next to building leg strength and muscle, this one also helps to improve coordination. Alright guys, that was the first workout. But gaining muscle is not only about training, right? You also need to get the right nutrition in. So make sure you get enough protein in. Aim for around 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So if you weigh around 75 kgs, aim for 150 grams of protein throughout the day. And of course, also make sure you get enough sleep in, because your muscles grow the most when you're sleeping. So aim for 8 hours of sleep per night. Alright guys, so now the next day, when you wake up, it's time for a mandatory rest day. Yes guys, you must also take rest, because remember, your muscles grow during recovery. So the next day, you can just lay down on the couch all day waiting for the next training. Nah, just kidding. You can boost your recovery by actually staying active and getting, for example, enough steps in. Aim for 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day, especially on rest days. I also would recommend to work on your mobility and flexibility, which is key to progress in calisthenics if you like to get more into the skill part in a later stage. A simple stretching routine that I did a lot and I actually still do is just a combination of the exercises, the cat to cow, the child's pose stretch, the Y-wall stretch, butterfly stretches, seated forward folds, and finally the downward facing dog. Just do this for 30 seconds per stretch and do every stretch 3 times and you have a very good mobility workout session right there. So after another night of good sleep and having at least 48 hours of rest after the first training day, it's time for your second full body workout. And with this workout, we first start with the pulling exercises, then pushing, then core, and finally legs. First up is the assisted pull-up. We are always starting with the harder exercises first with relatively lower reps. Again, aim for 5 repetitions before moving on to a thinner band. Speaking of bands, this is exactly what I'm going to give away in this video. How to win? Make sure to follow these steps right here and I will announce the winner in the next video. This is the winner of the last giveaway. Congrats! So next up is the Australian pull-up. Now we're doing this exercise in a dynamic way. Aim for higher reps, up to 15 repetitions to force your muscles to grow. Next up is the bar tricep extension. In the first workout, we haven't isolated the triceps. So that is what we're going to do in this workout as your first pushing exercise. First start on a higher bar and you can move on to a lower bar to make it harder. Aim for a minimum of 10 repetitions. Then the incline push-up hold is on the list. Instead of training dynamically, you're now doing this exercise in a static way, which is great for muscle and strength adaptation. Aim for 30 seconds per hold until you can do them without a box. For the core exercises, we start with Superman pulses, which is a great exercise to strengthen the lower back. But make sure you don't arch your lower back too much on this one. Next is the tucked hollow body hold. One of my personal favorite exercises to improve core strength and build strong abs. With this exercise, make sure you keep your lower back on the floor. Finally, for legs, we're doing assisted squats, which you can do with a band or on a box. Aim for high reps. And at last, you're doing the side lunge hold. This one is a real killer and leaves your quads and glutes super sore the next day. Alright guys, so after this second workout, you will repeat the cycle of eating enough protein and going to bed early again, but also making sure you drink enough water, because water is crucial for optimal recovery too. Aim for at least 3 liters of water per day. The next day is a mandatory rest day again. So just make sure you get your daily steps in and do your mobility work. And also, of course guys, make sure you get enough calories in. First of all, to recover your sore muscles, but also to fuel them with enough energy for the next workout. I always try to eat in a slight caloric surplus, so I still get enough calories in to gain muscle and strength, but not too many calories, because with calisthenics guys, you don't want to get like super bulked up and feel heavy, because in the end of the day, you're still training with your own body weight. So my recommendation, and what I've always done, is eating in a like 200 to 300 caloric surplus. Alright, it's time for your last full body workout of your training week. With this last workout, we start with push first, then pull, core, and finally legs. The first and, in my opinion, the most important push exercise is the incline pike push-up. This vertical movement primarily targets your shoulders, and this exercise tends to be difficult for most beginners. That's why we recommend starting on an incline to work the full range of motion of this exercise. Gradually you can lower the incline or do it without. Next up are bench dips. This one is great for building your chest and triceps, and the benefit of this exercise is that you can really fatigue your muscles in a simple way. For pulling, you start with the assisted pull-up hold. Like with the incline push-up hold, this one is super effective for building strength for the regular pull-up and growing your back muscles in an isometric way. Next is the Australian chin-up, meaning you're using a supinated grip on the bar, targeting the biceps more. Make sure you do higher reps to fatigue and grow your biceps. For the core, we're doing floor leg raises, which is a great dynamic beginner exercise to train the lower abs. Next is the elbow plank, one of the greatest exercises to improve overall core strength. Finally, for legs, we're doing the stationary lunge, in which we really focus on fatiguing one leg per time, and as a finisher, we're doing assisted squat holds to strengthen the quads, hamstrings and glutes, but also to get a final good burn in those legs. Okay guys, so this is the workout plan that I used a lot in the beginning to grow my muscles and to get stronger in calisthenics. So I really want you to give this a try. And that's why I created this full program as a PDF that you can just simply download for free and get started with. The PDF program includes more information such as resting times, important exercise notes, and a simple way to log your progress. So make sure to check that out. Click the first link in the description. Next to the PDF file, we have also incorporated this workout plan in our Calisthenics workout app, which you can follow and download for free. Check the link in the description. I hope this video was valuable for you. If you want to learn how to achieve your very first pull-up, click this video. Start your journey, join the family.